Welcome back to Web API Tutorials. I'm Venkat. In the previous video, we have seen how to generate the JWT Authentication token after validating the username and password. Okay. In this video, let us test that whether it is working or not. This is the code we have written in the previous video. We have validated the model first, then we have validated the username and password. So then we have generated the token and returned. If the username and password is wrong, then we are sending invalid username and password. Okay. Let us test this with the Angular application now. Before going to Angular application, let us run this. It is running. You can see this is the login. This is the login endpoint. Let's go to the Angular application. I have made few changes to the Angular application. So previously we were seeing only get all students button, right? I have added one more button to login. So in this login click, I am calling this method get JWT token, and I am printing the login response and all students response in these two divs. Okay. This is the get students call and this is the JWT token call. Let me show you app.component. So this is the previous method. You all know this. And this is the new method I have added, get JWT token. Here you can see HTTP client.post. We are doing a post call, and this is the endpoint login controller, and this is the payload I am passing because this is a post call. So you can see inside this payload there is a username and password. Okay, and inside the headers we are sending this. So there is a variable current user.token. When there is a token generated, I am putting that inside the current user variable, local variable, and I am using that current user.token to put it inside the authorization header. If you want to pass the bearer token or JWT token back to the web API, you need to pass that using this header. Okay, let me separate it. Login headers. So when you are passing these headers to the login call, this token is not required. Okay. So this is the login headers. Okay. And when you are doing a login call, you don't need to send any token inside these headers. Okay. That's why I have separately created this for login. And this one is get headers is having authorization token, which is carrying the bearer token back to web API. Okay. This one we are using when we are calling the get all students. Okay. So when there is a response arrived, we are capturing that in current user variable. You can see we have created two variables, current user and all students. When there is a response landed from the get all students, we are capturing that here, and we are printing that in these two divs, current user and all students. Okay. Can take the latest from our Git repository. So our Git repository has this Angular project. You are going to see all this. Okay. This is the Angular project. So this is it, and let us run it. So initially we need to do the get all students call. So let me go to this and inspect it. Go to network. I'm doing get all students directly. Okay. Let us reload it so that if there are any existing keys, those will be cleared. Okay. You can see there is no login response and there is no get all students response. I am doing get all students. You can see we got a 401 response. 401 is nothing but unauthorized. Okay, because we did not log in yet. Okay, so now let us click on login. Before clicking on login, let us send only username. I'm not sending password. Okay, it is reloaded. Now I'm clicking on login. So you can see we got a 400 bad request saying the password field is required. Okay, because we have added required attributes on top of username and password. That's why. So the validations are working perfectly all right. Let's go back and add the password and save it. And it is reloaded again. Now let us pass the invalid password. Venkat and Venkat I'm passing. It is reloaded and I'm clicking on login. There is a response 200. You can see invalid username and password. Okay, that's the response. For invalid username and password response, if you want to send 501 or 500 internal server error, you can send it. We are sending 200 OK response. And let us modify it to send the correct password. That's the correct password. Venkat123 is the correct password. Okay, I'm saving it and it is reloaded now. So now everything is right. I'm clicking on get all students. We got 401. I'm clicking on login. Okay, we got one error. What is that error? Unable to create keyed hash algorithm for algorithm HMAC SHA 512 because the key size must be greater than 512 bits. Okay. So because we are using HMAC 512 algorithm, okay, we need to send 512 bits of private key. Okay, our private key is having only 456 bits. Okay, interesting. Let's go to our app settings.json. This is our private key of size 456 bits. Let's modify it to make it bigger. Okay, I have pasted it again so that now it is bigger one. Okay, now let me rerun this. Okay, it is running. Let's go back to Angular application. Click on login again. And login is succeeded this time. And you can see there is a username returned and token also returned. This is the token. You can see this is the token generated by our SHA 512-bit algorithm. Okay, HMAC SHA 512-bit algorithm. You can see here also login response. This is the token. Let us go to the JWT.io website. In the previous videos, we have discussed about this website. So let's put our token now. So now we have generated this token. So you can see what is the algorithm we have used. So this is our token I have pasted just now. So HS 512 bit we have used. Okay, it is put that in the header. Type is JWT. And now you can see what is the username we have put, Venkat. And role also we have added, that is admin. Okay, so you can see all that in our login controller. So we have put a name as a username that is a Venkat, and we have put role as admin. We have also put expiration. You can see all that. Okay, so name is Venkat and role is admin, and the expiration, this one is the expiration token. This one is the expiration timestamp. Okay, so these are all the things we have added in the payload, and you can see it is saying invalid signature. If you want to verify whether this signature is correct or not, here we need to put our private key. Okay, so let us get the private key. Where is our private key? Go here and copy this private key. Copy that and come here and paste here. And the moment you pasted here, you can see the signature is verified. So nobody can crack this token without this private key in our web API. Okay, that's the JWT token generated. Three parts of it. It is header, payload, and signature. Okay, three parts. And now in the first call, let us see the headers. There is no authorization header. That's why it returned 401 unauthorized. Okay. Now we have logged in and generated the JWT token. Now I am clicking on get all students. So we can see the students data. Let me show you the request of it. This is the request, and inside the request headers, you can see authorization, bearer, and our JWT token. So it is sending bearer space our token in the authorization header. Then only our website, web API website will validate that. Okay, web API server will validate this token if you send it in authorization header. Okay, bearer space this one, because we are using the JWT, we need to put bearer before, then space, then our token. Okay, so if you don't put this one, then it will return the unauthorized 401. So with this, we are able to generate the JWT token, and we are able to use that JWT token to get the data successfully. Okay. And in the next video, I will show you few options here. So in the next video, I will try to generate few errors intentionally. I will try to show you that. So when you are configuring the JWT, there is a chance of making some mistakes, so that you may face some issues, so that you cannot proceed further. So that I'll create few errors and I'll try to resolve in the next video. For more videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe.